It was just another ordinary day at school when the intercom crackled to life, announcing a sudden lockdown. The classroom fell into a hushed panic as the teacher swiftly locked the door and ushered us to the back corner of the room. We sat in tense silence, the only sound the rapid beating of our hearts. Hours passed with no explanation, no word from the outside world. Anxiety gnawed at our insides as we wondered what could be happening beyond the confines of our classroom. The minutes stretched into eternity, each one dragging us further into the depths of fear. Finally, after what felt like an eternity, the intercom crackled to life once more. The lockdown was lifted, and we were given the all-clear to resume our day. But as we emerged from the safety of the classroom, we couldn't shake the feeling that something was off, that there was more to the lockdown than we had been told. Rumors swirled through the halls in the days that followed, whispers of strange noises heard during the lockdown, of shadowy figures glimpsed through windows. But no one could provide any concrete answers, and the incident was soon forgotten by all but those who had experienced it firsthand. To this day, the truth behind that unexplained lockdown remains a mystery, a chilling reminder of the unknown dangers that lurk just beyond the walls of our school. It was late in the evening, long after the last bell had rung, when I found myself alone in the empty halls of the school. I had stayed late to work on a project, lost in the quiet solitude of the empty building. But as I made my way towards the exit, a chill ran down my spine as I realized that something was wrong. The lights flickered ominously overhead, casting eerie shadows on the walls around me. I tried to shake off the feeling of unease that settled over me, but it clung to me like a second skin. And then, without warning, the intercom crackled to life, announcing a sudden lockdown. Panic surged through me as I realized that I was trapped alone in the darkness. I ran to the nearest classroom and huddled in the corner, my heart pounding in my chest as I listened to the sound of my own ragged breathing. Minutes stretched into hours as I waited for the lockdown to end, each moment dragging me further into the depths of fear. And then, just when I thought I couldn't take it anymore, I heard it, a faint whisper echoing through the empty halls. I froze in terror as the sound grew louder, the words unintelligible but filled with malice. I wanted to scream, to run, to do anything to escape the terror that gripped me, but I was paralyzed with fear, unable to move as the whispers closed in around me. And then, as suddenly as they had begun, they stopped, leaving behind an oppressive silence that hung heavy in the air. The intercom crackled to life once more, announcing that the lockdown was lifted. I stumbled out of the classroom, my heart racing as I fled the empty halls. But even as I made my way towards the safety of the exit, I couldn't shake the feeling that I was being watched, that something unseen lurked in the shadows, waiting to strike. It was a day like any other, when the school announced a lockdown due to a potential threat in the area. We followed the procedures, locking ourselves in our classrooms and waiting anxiously for any updates. But as the minutes turned into hours, we began to realize that something was terribly wrong. The intercom remained silent, no updates came, and the outside world seemed to fade away as we sat in the darkness. Fear gripped us as we wondered what could be happening beyond the locked doors of our classroom. And then, just when we thought it couldn't get any worse, we realized that students were disappearing. One by one, they vanished without a trace, leaving behind only empty desks and whispered rumors of what might have happened to them. As the hours stretched on, we grew increasingly desperate, the fear and uncertainty gnawing at our insides. But no matter how hard we tried, we couldn't shake the feeling that we were being watched, that something sinister lurked just beyond the walls of our classroom. Finally, after what felt like an eternity, the lockdown was lifted, and we were allowed to leave the safety of our classroom. But as we emerged into the daylight, we realized that not everyone had made it out alive, that some of our classmates were still missing without a trace. To this day, the disappearances remain unsolved, a chilling reminder of the horrors that can unfold when the safety of the school is breached. And as we return to class each day, we can't help but wonder if we'll be next to vanish into the darkness.